Oh, hey, hi, how are ya? Today, it's time for another episode of one of your guys' favorite shows on YouTube. It's the show where you guys try to create the best PC cooling fan the world has ever seen. Or at least make one that's really funny, or just like a meme. It can go really any way. But before we do that, let's have a quick word from today's sponsor.
Thank you to Luster for sponsoring this video. If you're like me, most of your shopping happens online. However, sometimes it's hard to figure out if you're really getting the best product for your money, and this is where Luster can help. Luster is a free product research assistant that helps you make informed purchasing decisions. Say you're shopping for something like a new monitor, but you don't really know which one to buy. Luster will immediately tell you which ones are the best for your budget so you can be sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. You can actually see why people chose the products they did by checking reviews and ratings from sources that you trust, like Wirecutter, Reddit discussions, and other YouTubers. Luster can even tell you if a product's on sale or compare prices across many retailers like Walmart, Target, or Best Buy. Online shopping is meant to be quick, so save time and money, and always get the best products by installing Luster using the link in the description below. It's completely free.
So if this is your first time here and you're kind of wondering what's going on, well, long story short, this is an episode in a series that I run on the channel where you guys out there try your hand at designing what you think is the coolest looking or best performing PC cooling fan, and then you send those designs to me. I 3D print them out, and we all take a look at them, we test them, and we see how they perform, and if they do really good, we put them up on the board back there for at least one episode. And when we get, after we get like a few winners, maybe season 4, season 5, maybe we'll take them all the first place fans back off the board and try them out. But if you want to get in on the action, make sure to get subscribed to the channel and head down into the description. I'll leave links for everything you need to know, where you got to go to look at documents for critical dimensions you got to meet, where to send the fans. So get subscribed, send me one of your fans in, we'll test it out. So first fan on the docket today is the Badass, and it was created by Ceremony. And Ceremony said that this fan was inspired by, the saw blade in the game Half-Life 2. Ceremony said that he saw that fan blade, or he saw that saw blade, and said that was the darndest cutest thing he's ever seen, and he had to make it into a fan. And he did. But I'm not really sure if cute is the proper word when describing a saw blade, but it does look like it. It looks like a saw blade. It looks like the one in the game. It is also now a fan, so win-win. I think you nailed it. Up next is a clever little design that I kind of like a lot. This is the Flexi fan, and it was created by Gumish. And Gumish said that he was inspired by actually one of these guys, one of these little flexi octopuses, your little print in place things, and they kind of jiggle all around. And he said that this is one of his favorite print in place or flexi print type of little animals to make. So he wanted to do that for a fan, and well, he did it. And I will say this actually printed pretty easily. I didn't need much support. The joints all came out very well, and they worked just as you intended. Now, you did say that you were inspired by the octopus, but if you look at these little blades, they almost look like the links you would see on like a watch. So it's like the Flexi watch band fan. Now, next up we have Hans, and Hans's fan is called the Handcrafted Second Derivative. Now, Hans said he did recently finish his PhD in computer science, so he's a natural big brain, but he didn't really use any of those skills to create this fan. He said that instead he hand-placed all the vertexes on this fan, and that's kind of how we got the name Handcrafted Second Derivative, H2D. And the idea Hans was going for is he wanted to ease down the angle of attack along the blade length. And if you look at the root of the blade where it spins the slowest, the angle of attack is the highest. It's almost perpendicular to like the plane of rotation. Whereas at the tips, the AOA is much, much less. And you can see that most fans on the market, I don't even like this one. So the A12X25, pretty similar. It's not as aggressive as what Hans did, but it is normally steeper at the root and a little shallower out at the tip based on the blade's speed as it rotates. Now, last but definitely not least is Fabio and his fan Neplu, I think that pronunciation's right. You know me in pronunciations. Can't do it, but I think that little emoji O, the sound it makes is Niplu? We're gonna go with it. Fabio said that he is a quality engineer, so he doesn't really make too many fans in his day-to-day job, but he saw the show and wanted to give it a swirl. So we sat down, like a lot of us have, with absolutely no plan, and decided to create a fan. And he did. And this is what he came up with. Now, for the most part, this fan looks, pretty standard, with the exception of the nose. You can see that on the nose cone, he kind of elongated it a little bit, and he added smaller blades along the top. And if you think back to all the other smoke tests we've run in the past, it always seems like the air is kind of drawn in towards the center of a fan. So maybe having blades around the inside nose cone will do something that we haven't thought about before. But we won't know until we give it a shot. But before that, we got to give all these fans a listen to see how quiet or loud they are. The H2D came in at 42.5 dBA. The Nip Blue came in at 41.7 dBA. The Flexi fan came in at 43.2 dBA. And the Badass came in at a screaming 53.9 dBA. Yeah, I was very, very surprised at how loud the Badass is. I guess makes sense. It's two theme. It's a saw blade. Saw blades aren't really known for being quiet, more known for cutting your fingers off. But I was pretty surprised, given how shallow its angle of attack is. It still was it's real loud. But let's see if it's moving a lot of air with all that sound it's making. Now I will say, while the saw blade does look cool, it doesn't really appear to be doing much when it comes to air movement, so I'm not really sure how it's going to do in the cooling test, but I guess we'll find out. In the cooling test, the Badass came in with an average temperature of 84 at a room temperature of 20.4, giving us a delta of 63.6. The Nip Blue came in with an average temperature of 79.6 at a room temperature of 20.5, giving us a delta of 59.1. The Flexi fan came in with an average temperature of 80.3 at a room temperature of 20.4, giving us a delta of 59.9. And the H2D came in with an average temperature of 79.4 at a room temperature of 20.5, giving us a delta of 58.9. Placing the H2D in first place, the Nip Blue in second place, the Flexi fan in third, and the Badass in last. Overall though, the H2D was able to take third place, and the Nip Blue fifth. So there you have it. We have two new fans on the board. And again, if you want to get involved in the fan showdown, make sure to head to the description. I have all the information you could ever want about how to do this, where to send your designs, what to make sure you hit dimensionally. Click like on the video because that's helpful. And get subscribed so you can send your fan in to test it out and maybe make the board or make everybody laugh. Either way, we all win. Till next time.